A liquid lipstick that lasts all day, even on mature lips. Hi, I'm Julie and welcome to Still Sassy. On this channel I discuss everything makeup, skincare and mindset for women over 50. And I put those three things together because feeling great comes from the inside as well as the outside. I am a qualified makeup artist and an accredited life coach, so I've got lots of things to share. Now the lipsticks I'm talking about today are these little beauties. They're from Rimmel and they're called the Lasting Provocalips. Great name. Actually, I ended up with these by mistake and I'm glad that I did. I thought I was buying something that an influencer had been talking about on a YouTube video or other. And when I went along, I was in a bit of a rush and these looked like the ones she was sharing. So I just blindly picked them up and on we went. But they are amazing and I'm going to show you them today so you can see for yourself and maybe give them a go and enjoy them as much as I have. Now these are only $9.99 each, so pretty much a bargain for what they do. The ones I ended up buying are these, both pinky colours. This one's a bit more peachy but pretty much in the pink range. There was also a lovely mauve that I'm going to go back and get because it looked amazing and I didn't know at the time obviously how good they were going to be, so I left that one, but I would definitely go back and pick that one up. This one is called Pinky Promise and this one is called Grin and Bear It. There are 10 shades to choose from, so not the biggest range but enough to give most people a good choice. So I know you're now asking, so what are they? Why are they so good? That's what I asked myself when I first used them. Why are they so good? Well, they are a high impact, glossy finish liquid lipstick, which are also drink proof, food proof, kiss proof, the whole lot proof. Rimmel say that they last for up to 16 hours. And the good thing is they are hydrating too, and I'm going to talk a little bit in a minute about some of the ingredients to this product. Now I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit fussy with my lips. When I'm out and about, I'm always wanting to retouch them. The minute I've had a drink, tea, coffee, wine, whatever, through a straw, not through a straw, or if I've had some food, I want to touch my lips up. It just doesn't feel right until I've done that. So as soon as I've eaten, I go and top up my lips. Or as soon as I've had a drink and we're finished and I'm ready to leave, I'll top up my lips. So finding something that sticks around for longer than that, really, longer than a few minutes or a few hours, is great for me. And they really don't budge at all. I was wearing them one day when I was having a coffee out of a paper cup, and I'll share this with you now in an image. There was no lipstick on it when I finished that coffee, and I was just amazed enough to take a picture, which I wouldn't normally do. I'm not that sort of person who's always snapping pictures of everything, but I was really impressed. It was the first time I'd worn them, I think, and having a drink and not leaving any residue on the cup, I just thought was amazing. And that's where my love affair with them started. So being Rimmel, they're not a luxury product either, so don't break the bank, which is why you can have 2 or 3 of them, or maybe more perhaps, in different colours depending how you're feeling. Another thing about buying these by mistake is that they are liquid lipsticks, and I don't generally reach for liquid lipsticks because I find that having fine lines around my mouth, now that I'm more mature, means that the liquid can sort of seep into those and they're harder to control in that respect. So I probably wouldn't have picked these up if I hadn't done it by mistake. So it was a happy mistake. Now there are some ways to help prevent things seeping off into the creases and wrinkles around your mouth, and I'm going to talk about that in a sec. I've checked out the ingredients in these liquid lipsticks and they do contain ingredients which are specially designed to make sure things don't budge. Most of them are long and difficult to pronounce, but trust me, I have done the research and they are in there. I also like that they do include ingredients that help to smooth the lips and improve the texture while you're wearing them, which I love. Because of course it's perfect for someone like me over 50 who's starting to get the fine lines around the lips and into the lips, and I've also got some discoloration, so my lips here in particular starting to disappear a little bit, so anything that's going to help is always welcome. These also have a dose of light diffusing ingredients in them. So I'm going to take one at a time and try them on for you. There are 2 steps to this. First is the colour, which you can see there, and you can see the applicator it comes with. So that goes on first. You let that dry, and then on the other side you've got a glossy balm stick, and I think this is what gives it its sticking power. So you start by sweeping on the colour, and then you have to sit with your mouth slightly open until they're dry, so no talking or eating. So when I'm doing that bit, I'll stop the video because there's no point you sitting there watching me start with my mouth open. And once it's dry, then on goes the gloss. I'm a little smudger when it comes to lipsticks or lip products. When I get the colour on, I do like to just smudge it a touch. I prefer that look to something that's really pristine and crisp. It just suits me better. But you could do it however you like. You can be, as pristine as you like, as smudged as you like, just whatever suits you. You could use a lip liner with these. You could either do what I often prefer to do, and that's to put the lip liner all over the lips, because that also helps with longevity. So that combined with these would just make sure that the lipstick's going absolutely nowhere. Or you could just line your lips as normal before using these for that extra touch and that extra finish. And lip liner often does help prevent the seeping into the fine lines. So if that becomes an issue for you, then do try lip liner. I'm not going to use any of those techniques today because I just want to show you how these go on and what they look like on their own. Saying that, something that I do use quite a lot on my lips is this Prep and Prime from MAC. Not a lot to show, it's just a black tub. And when you open it up, it just looks like a balm really. But it's designed to go on underneath your lipsticks. You take it right to the edge of your lips, and it helps to stop, again, the bleeding that you get from any sort of lipstick product, usually if you've got fine lines and wrinkles around your mouth. Again, I'm not going to use that today because I want to show you these in their raw format. But I bought this probably a couple of years ago now, and I do use it a lot. It's really worth having if the bleeding is an issue for you. Right, I've zoomed you in, you poor souls, and the first one I'm going to try is the Grin and Bear It. So what I would do is not overload the foot with the product, because I just don't want it to end up anywhere and everywhere. I want to put it on, and then if I need more, to build it up slightly. So like I say, once I've got it on, I've got to sit with my mouth open, not chatting, which is always difficult. I'd love to chat away to you. And then we'll put on the gloss. With these, I would just take your time. Liquid lipstick can be slightly trickier, but don't let it overcome you. It is just a lipstick after all. So here goes. So as I'm putting this on, I can tell you that it went on really nicely. Obviously I've tried it before, so I knew that was the case, but I just wanted to let you know that it is smooth and silky and goes on with no bother really. It didn't sort of leak off into any of my fine lines at this point, and I was really pleased with the application technique. Okay, so that's nice and dry. Loving the colour. Just give it a test to see how it's doing right now. Yeah, absolutely nothing on that hand. So it's not going anywhere. So yeah, I'm liking that. So next, it's simply the balm. I'm assuming that these balms are the same whatever colour you've got, because it's very clear. With this, you put it on like a balm. So that's given that a nice shiny finish. So I'm also going to let that dry. It doesn't say you need to wait for 60 seconds, but I can feel that it does need to be a little more set than this. Alrighty, so that's dry now. And I think you can see that it still looks quite glossy. I'll do the hand test again. Still nothing coming off. So that is amazing really for a £9.99 liquid lipstick. The fact that it just doesn't budge is great. So I'm going to try and get this one off now, because that's a feat in itself, I found out when I first wore them, and then we can try the other colour just for comparison. Back in a minute. Well, it came off eventually, although all the rubbing has made my lips look really red now. So now we're trying the Pinky Promise, which is this colour. Quite nice, a bit darker, as you can see, to the other one. There you go. I'll do exactly the same. This is just to show the colour because it's exactly the same product, just do the same thing. Here we go. Well, I'm pulling some right funny faces on this one, aren't I? I was desperately trying not to get it on my teeth just because I couldn't be bothered to then get it off. So that's just me being lazy. But this one's going on just as nice, feels great, definitely well worth a try. As you can see, that's more of a fuchsia pink, which I quite like. Went on exactly the same, feels exactly the same. And passes the same test as the other one. But we do have to talk about value. Because although they're only £9.99, there's only 7.5 grams of product in total in this. And of course you've got two separate products. So you're actually only getting a small amount of each of the products. And I'm guessing the actual colour bit will run out a fair while before this does, because you get, you know, quite a lot of this. Although I guess you could just use that as a balm, because it does feel very nice once your colours run out. But I haven't run out yet. I've used them maybe 2 or 3 times each, and so far there seems to be still quite a lot of colour in there. But 7.5 grams is roughly the size of a normal lipstick, but of course with a normal lipstick you're only getting the one colour, so it does one thing, so the whole thing's going to last a bit longer. Here you've got to make both ends last as well, if that makes any sense. But even saying that, I think for the performance these are still a very good buy, and I will be adding colours in as long as Rimmel keep on going with them, because often the drugstore lines change quite regularly and things just disappear when you least expect them. So run, don't walk, and get some bought now. Now if you want a beautiful base to go with your beautiful lips, I've got a video that shows exactly how to get that, all the tips and tricks you need to know to get a beautiful flawless base on your maturing skin, and I'll link that up here for you if you want to go and give that a watch. Thanks for joining me today. If you've tried these, I would love to know. Just let me know in the comments below. Yes, you've tried them and whether you like them or not, or if you've got any questions, put those in the comments too, and I'll be right back to you. See you in the next video.